guys, and welcome back to ChalkOne's Let's Play channel. We're back behind the wheel in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, there's been a lot of news recently covered by some of my good friends, mostly about the World of Trucks website that's now available, as well as the latest patch for Euro Truck Simulator 2, which is version 1.6 now. I debated whether or not I should make a video dedicated to that, and I've decided to no, that I'm not going to do that for the time being. I will talk about the new features though, as well as World of Trucks, as we're going on our trip here. One of the new things they did in 1.6 actually was that they introduced more short route trips, shorter length ones, which is actually good, because when we're doing these videos I don't always have to do multi-part videos, so we can just do a nice 20-minute trip or so. The other thing you might notice right away here is that I have now installed the Pro mod. I've had it sitting on my hard drive for a while, and I finally enabled it. So, having done that, it actually put me into Kiel, which is my starting garage, so we're up here. And I figure, you know what, we will take one of these trips here, and we'll take it over to somewhere in Scandinavia. Oh, I've been here. That's interesting. Let's see what we can find now. I also never really picked up on this before, that it tells us what the trip time is here. So, I wanted to... See, last time I checked we had some better options here. What else do we have? Why don't we take some sugar to Jönköping in Sweden? I think that sounds like a good idea. We've got our brand new Volvo. We've got it painted in pink. If you missed that video, you should check that video out for an explanation. And I just realized I forgot to turn my TrackIR on. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, now we've got it turned on. See? We can look around. Yay! So yes, our new Volvo. We are going to go grab some sugar. And when we start to do that, we'll actually start looking at some of the new features that are in version 1.6. Like I already talked about, the occurrence of shorter routes is going to be more readily available, which I think is a good thing. Because while long trips are great, you don't always have time for a long trip, and you don't always want to park and leave it somewhere overnight. Sometimes you just want to, you know, actually do a trip and be able to complete it in the 20 minutes or whatever you may have. I've decided to turn the GPS off, the overlay. However, that does mean that one of the things we can't really see very well without it is our sleepiness meter. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, as well as sort of the ETA and all that stuff. We'll see how I like it, whether I'm going to keep it turned off or not. I might actually turn it back on at some point. Oh, it's still yellow. I believe we are going in here to pick up our trailer full of sugar to bring to the Swedish people. Yes, we will take that job. It won't be too long, and it is still a 16,000 euro payday, which is good. We like that. Of course, they gotta have the loading dock right in the back. Which one's ours? The middle one, huh? Okay. An interesting looking trailer. Kind of looked like it had, yeah, it's got a waterfall painted on the side of it. That's kind of cool. We're kind of hooking up to it sort of at an angle, but that's alright, because we have to try to get out of here. Make sort of a wide turn around this puppy. Some of these loading areas are quite a bit more crammed than others. So it's always a challenge. You never know what you're going to come into picking up something here. This isn't so bad. time is it anyways? It is 1:27 in the PM. Our fuel is full. Yep, you can see it down there in the dashboard. It's not as nicely visible as it is in the Scania, but this is the truck we're driving now. Kind of a tough place to pull all the way across. I don't think we can make it. We're just going to be blocking the intersection. That's alright. So I can actually show you one of the other features now. One of the other features that they've added, aside from this logo here, you can see, so World of Trucks, you can actually go in and upload an avatar, and it will then transfer into the game, which is kind of cool. But they added the photo studio, which is nice, because it allows you to take some nifty screenshots of your truck, and it pauses the game, which is also good, so that you know, I'm parked here and I want to take a screenshot for the thumbnail, and I can do that without having to wait for, you know, I won't actually be holding up traffic for real. This is the shady side, so we don't want to go there. But what it also has is it's got a lot of features, and some of the other videos that talk more about this talk more about the depth of field and all that jazz. So we want to play with some of that. Not too much. I want to keep the trailer in focus and the background mostly out of focus is I think what I want to go for. You still want to get that on there. So that looks like a pretty good thumbnail worthy screenshot. Ta-da! And then in the screenshot manager you can actually upload this to your World of Trucks profile as well, which I won't do for this one. Or you can export it to your desktop, which I probably should do, actually. So, desktop. I think it just did that. It probably saved it into the screenshots folder in the documents folder for ETS2. Okay, so there we are. That's one of the new features. They've also, you know, done some bug fixes and improved some sounds and this. See, I don't have an air horn on here. Either that or I haven't got the mapping right. But they replaced, or they added rather, an air horn sound. So when you attach air horns to the top of your truck, and I don't have any, which is why you can't hear it, it will actually make that sound. And every different types of air horns will actually make different sounds, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. I think it just turned green. So World of Trucks is it's worldoftrucks.com. It's in alpha, so it's just barely started. But basically, what it is it's supposed to be a social website companion to the game. So you create your account, you actually link it to your truck to profile, and you can upload screenshots to there, you can share them from there, and you can also upload your avatar into the game so that you're not limited to those preset sort of caricature drawings that are in the game. You can actually upload a photo of you or your logo or whatever you like, so that's kind of neat. There's not really any real social aspects to the website yet. I would assume that's still coming. Like I can visit a friend of mine's profile, but I can't add people as a friend or any of that stuff. So it's quite limited at this point still. But it is an alpha, and that's something that they're going to be working on. It's nice to see that they have started that though, and it hopefully bodes well for the future of the game. So that's been coming out, 1.6. It added a couple other features aside from the air horn. One is realistic fuel consumption, which means that your fuel usage in your travels, will actually vary depending on conditions of the road, conditions of your driving, all that stuff. So it's just more realistic. So I've turned that on. We'll see if we're going to see a sort of a noticeable difference there or not. So we'll find out. Where's my speed? And this dashboard is quite a bit different. The Scania dashboard had some... Oop, was it C? No, that's cruise control. There. I think I'm going to leave it on. See, there's my fuel consumption. Temperatures I don't really care about so much. I think I'm just going to leave it on this, because at least it tells me how much fuel I have left more easily than having to look at the gauge. This is quite the little country road we're going on here. We're going to hit a ferry, basically, that's going to take us over to Sweden. We're in northern Germany right now. Now, I wonder if you may or may not have noticed this. Another mod that I've installed, and this came up during my live stream the other day when talking with Phoenix Wars, was, wouldn't it be cool if there was actual snow? You know, because we're starting to get into fall and winter now. So that would be kind of neat. They had that. Now, there's no official sort of season support for the game, but look no further than doing a quick search on one of the mod websites for Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I've installed a fall mod, or an autumn mod, if you will. So as you can see, the grass is not as green, the trees are not as green, they're a little bit more colored, because it's fall now. I actually thought that's pretty cool. Doesn't change the driving conditions in any noticeable way. It's just purely cosmetic, but I still thought that that's pretty neat. Now, according to our GPS, this is where we're going. There's also a snow mod. I have not tried that out yet because it's not snowing yet. We still have some time. But I'm sure we'll give that a try sooner or later and see how that goes. Now, it's not region specific, so you know, it's fall everywhere in Europe now in my game, the way that I have it set up. But that's just the way it is. Still pretty cool though. I think the trees look a little bit more blocky than they used to. I'm not entirely sure. I wanted to give this a try and just to see what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad. So the 1.6 patch, a lot of people were hoping to have a new Volvo truck model in the game. They had actually teased that model before with a pumpkin skin for Halloween. Oh crap, what's going on here? We have got construction happening here, don't we? And I believe I'm in the wrong lane. It looks to me like I need to merge over. Okay, saved it. However, that new Volvo truck model was not included in patch 1.6. They did, however, say that it would be in patch 1.7, and which is expected to come out actually right around Halloween, so at the end of October. That would be cool, you know what, because that will give me some more time to save up some money to purchase that Volvo, because it looked pretty skookum. It looked pretty cool. So again, 1.6, you know, they've added the integration with worldoftrucks.com. They've tweaked a few things. Not a huge patch, but it's good to see that there's continuous updates being done. I love the scenery here, I really have to say. This is quite impressive. It reminds me a lot of my childhood, because that bay over there to our left, or not so much a bay, that is the Baltic Sea, I believe. I grew up around here. I grew up in Kiel, actually. So this all seems very familiar. If you're wondering why I'm driving a pink truck, I mentioned it earlier, and I did a video about it as well. There was an idea, actually, I don't think it was meant to be originally for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but that's how I justified me driving a pink truck. This was Phoenix Wars' idea. She said, so you should paint your truck pink. I'm like, okay. It's a very bright pink as well. I was trying to do a more subtle pink. I couldn't quite pull that off. I love all the windmills here. I actually have to keep an eye on the GPS a little bit more because it is a bit darker down there. And but I guess if I turn my headlights on, that actually gets illuminated a bit more too. And it's starting to get a little bit darker outside. What's going on? This is a roundabout. Oh, Jesus. I hate these things. We're going straight through though. Put Garden. You know what? And that is the right name. I've been here before as well. I love being able to visit these places that I've been to in real life before. That's actually a pretty great appeal to me. One of the reasons that I almost prefer Euro Truck Simulator over the announced American Truck Simulator. You know, I don't know. I don't know why that is, but maybe they'll include some areas around here. Hopefully, as I've said before, that American Truck Simulator will include Canada, so it's not just going to be the US, but hopefully it will be basically a North American Truck Simulator. Okay, so we are getting on the ferry here to cross over to Sweden. We want to go where? We only have one choice. Rodbyhaven. Oh, this is only part of our... Looks like we're going to have to do a couple of ferry rides, probably from Copenhagen to Malmo. And then we're going to Jönköping. 45-minute travel, €29. That's pretty cheap. Truck's still running. Probably could have shut off our engine. Now, I gotta check real quick. Did we get to sleep? No. Some of the longer ferry rides, or maybe it's the train rides, I don't remember. Your driver will actually rest. But I guess this is such a short trip. It wouldn't make much sense. Oh, bouncy, bouncy. Ooh. We're a little bit all over the road here, but you know what? It's just us. So, whatevs. As long as we're not hitting anything or anybody. So this is now part of the world. We've now entered Denmark. And I would imagine this is sort of like a customs check area by the looks of it. This is part of the Pro Mod now. This is not part of the original Euro Truck Simulator drivable world area. And it's also not part of any DLC. This is purely a free mod called Pro Mod, and I will have the link in the description. A few of my friends have tried this out before. It's actually considered to be a very stable and drivable mod. Oh, nice scan here on the road. And it does look quite good. And I like the actual... This area up here in Northern Europe, Scandinavia in particular, has always interested me, so... Probably more so than the TSM mod that opened up Southern Europe and Northern Africa, so this is kind of cool. No passing, it says. Let's get into the right lane. The speed limit is 100, so that's good. Definitely not going to be hitting this curve at 100, though. So with worldoftrucks.com, I think SCS is telling us that they are committing to slowly extending Euro Truck Simulator 2 into a multiplayer type of world. I don't think this game will ever lend itself to actually having multiplayer servers where people will drive in the same world, but I could be wrong. Maybe that is something that they're cooking up. I suspect, though, that World of Trucks and the integration into this game and probably future trucking games will be more of a social website connection where you can make friends. Perhaps you can actually have friends join your company so that maybe if they do a trip for your company in their game, it would excuse me, it would perhaps collectively get paid into a company's coffers, you know, into their bank account, and then that company can... Maybe you'll be able to buy trucks for the company and have those trucks appear in other people's games. There's, I suppose, the potential for that. That's the kind of multiplayer that I foresee for Euro Truck. Because I mean, and this, it's just too large of a world to really be effectively convoying. Even though that might be pretty cool if you could say that, you know what, I'm going to meet up with my buddy Jamie, and we're going to go on a convoy from London to Paris or something like that, and you know, he's going to carry that load, I'm going to carry this load, and we'll convoy it up across Europe. That would be pretty cool. But that sound, by the way, is the rumble strips. I've turned them back on. I used to have them turned off because they used to bother me because I was constantly running over them. But I think I've improved enough now to not have to worry about that too much. And also, having turned off the auxiliary mirrors, the fake ones, if you will, I don't have as good of a view onto the right side of the road anymore. So having that auditory indication of, you know, crap, I'm getting too far onto the side of the road is beneficial, actually. Let's see, how much further is it, by the way? 6 hours to go. This will be a 2-part video then again. That's alright. That is alright. Oh, there's a plane taking off back there. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is excellent. I love that. It's great to see that there are still things that surprise me in this game. I love it. We are going to have to spend the night somewhere anyways. However, we are making a turn here now. This is Copenhagen. That would be the English pronunciation, I believe, Copenhagen. And I believe we're going to hop onto another ferry here. It's a little bit of ferry hopping over the throughout the Baltic Sea, going from one little island to another. Because while we are in Denmark at the moment, this is not sort of the mainland of Denmark. It's just a an island, really, that is owned by the Danes. Oh, there's another plane going right over us. There seemed to be some bug with the lights, but that's pretty cool. I'm trying to stick my head out the window. Probably not a good idea. That is pretty sweet. I bet you if we parked it here next to an airport, we could see some more planes taking off. This is all pro mod content. I'm still not entirely sure if this is all stuff that was in the game already and it's just been unlocked by the mod, but I believe that somebody actually put this together and created these models. Oh shit. Created these, you know, models over there. Maybe they were in the game but placed them in the proper spot to build this airport and the industrial area and all that. Turn our headlights on. It's starting to get a little bit dim outside. Almost 6 o'clock in the evening now. What is the speed limit here? Last exit before ferry, I think is what that said. Look at that. I mean, come on, if it was brighter outside, I would stop here and take a few pictures. It's a bit dark right now, but there's a plane landing. That is pretty skookum. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Oh, still 110. Okay, we've got kilometers an hour to burn. Go through another tunnel. And again, nice speed limit sign up there. 110. Good. We were actually hitting that limit. This load is not that heavy. I think it was about 25 tons or something like that of sugar. So it's not going to harm our 700 horsepower Volvo truck here all that much. Next stop is Ferry. Oh, now the speed limit goes down to 90. Alright, better slow down a little bit. There's those rumble strips. I'm not farting, that's the road. Let me know I'm getting too far to the side. Have a sip of apple juice here. Oh, I was wrong. We're not going on a ferry. That's right, this is actually a bridge that is connecting this Danish island to mainland Sweden. So we are actually in Sweden right now. Look at this. We should switch to... That's pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Oh, there's a toll booth over there as well as a rest stop. I have a feeling we may need to rest soon. But I think we can probably go a little bit further. It looks like there's a gate right in front of us that we can get right into here. A little bit further. There we go. Yeah, see, there's a rest stop over there, but we'll just continue on. Continue on a little bit further. You know what? We're just going to finish this trip. I don't want to make this a two-part trip. I chose this because it's a bit shorter, and we can make it. There's only 4 hours left to go. We'll just drive through the night if we can stay awake that long. If not, we will take a quick snooze when it gets dark. That way we don't have to be doing too much night driving anyways. Well, I hope that, so I actually have something else to talk about, because I have, I'm in possession currently of a Steam key for Euro Truck Simulator 2 that I want to give away, and it was actually given to me by Zippo. Zippo is a friend of mine from Twitter and from Battlefield games, and who also enjoys his fair share of Euro Truck Simulator 2. And he won that on a contest somewhere, but because he already has the game, he was kind enough to give it to me, to offer up on the channel here somehow, to give it away to somebody. Somebody perhaps that is watching these videos but doesn't have the game but would like to play it. I'm still need to think a little bit about how I'm going to give it away, so stay tuned either to this channel or most likely you should probably follow me on Twitter, because I will be announcing how we're going to go about giving this away. It'll probably be something very simple. You won't have to do anything fancy to win it, but we'll see. Maybe let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you got any suggestions on how this could be given away, I am all ears. One of the other things that, can we see that? Oh, not on the trailer, of course, but one of the other things that World of Trucks integrates into the game is your license plates. So you can actually customize the lettering on your license plate, as well as the design. Well, not so much the design, but you get to choose what country's license plate you want to have on your truck, and then you pick the lettering, what you want it to say. And again, you just do that on the website, save it, and it syncs it into your game. I just heard my driver yawn, and I see a rest stop up ahead. We're still good on gas. Yep, see, there we go again. So we are going to go and slow down here. Gross or something like that. This is where we are going to go, and oh, we gotta go to the right, gotta go all the way to the right for the parking. And we will pull over in front of this lovely truck, and we will have ourselves a good snooze. Bit early, it's only 7:15, but you know, we'll have an early morning. Alright. Parking brake on, engine off. Sleep time. Well, that was a short sleep. I forget, in Scandinavia it is quite, it takes a while before it gets light outside. The nights can be quite long, so we may be driving a little bit here in the dark. Not for too long, though. As we pull out of this nice little rest stop, I believe we only have a few more hours to go to our destination to deliver some sugar. The one benefit of driving at night is there's usually less traffic. So I experimented with a couple of mods. The fall mod, like I said, that we're running right now to change sort of the scenery and make it look more like it is the season of fall, which it is now. We're in the middle of October as I'm recording this, so the leaves are starting to turn as I look outside the window here in my apartment, and it's starting to get yellow and red and brownish out there, so I thought it was just appropriate to do that. But also, there's a really cool mod out there called the multi-traffic mod, I think, that adds more traffic, a greater variety of vehicles, police vehicles, emergency vehicles, all sorts of things. But I believe there's something wrong with that mod. I tried it, it installed fine. However, as soon as I would actually hit the road, I would drive for a few seconds and then the game would crash. And I have a feeling it's because the game was trying to load one of the new vehicles that was added in the mod, and something went amiss, and it didn't like that. So I got rid of that mod. I disabled it again, which is, you know, the one thing about this is you don't really need to be scared of mods. I haven't had any of them do anything really horrible to me. I've heard of some people who've lost their save files, but you know, all I do before I install a new mod and try it out is I make a backup copy of my profiles folder. Just copy and paste it somewhere else, and then I try it out. So worst case scenario, I can always replace the profile and go back to what it was. Didn't have to do that in this case. I just disabled the mod and things went back to normal. But that was kind of a cool looking mod. I did the tank on a trailer trip there a couple of videos ago, and you guys seem to like that. So there's another mod. It's a military cargo trailer mod that adds a whole variety. Like you can haul a military helicopter, for example, or various APCs and other military vehicles. But again, that didn't seem to work. I enabled it, but none of the jobs ever showed any of those. So I think there's also something not quite right with that. The challenge of this is always, every time that the new patch comes out, like it just did with 1.6, some of these mods can cease to function. Oops, that guy wants to... I want to pass this dude. Yeah, so those can cease to work with the new patch because something may have changed in the game that the mod relied on, or who knows. Sorry, buddy. And of course, also, the more mods you have installed, there can also actually be conflicts between the different mods. So, you know, mod 1 that you have installed may work perfectly fine, mod 2 may work perfectly fine, put the two together, and things don't work anymore. So that's always a possibility. I also heard that the order in which the mods are loaded actually matters to the game. So if you've ever looked at any mods for Euro Truck Simulator 2, a lot of them will have multiple Zs, or Zs if you like, in front of the file name. And I believe that is so that they get loaded last, because apparently they get loaded in alphabetical order. A little bit strange that that works like that, but apparently that... you guys suck at merging. Apparently that can also have an impact as well, as to whether or not your mod will work or not. But, so I just got rid of those two mods for now. I figured, you know what, Pro mod gives us lots. The Autumn mod makes things look a little bit more like it does outside at the moment, and it's not like there's any shortcomings or things that we're really missing here. There are still some good trailer mods out there. I want to experiment some more, see if we can haul some more interesting cargo than just a big trailer full of sugar. But then again, sugar is important as well. So you know, tanks are good to haul, but sugar, come on, you gotta have some sugar for your coffee, right? Especially if you're living in Sweden and it's the fall, it's starting to get cold, you're gonna have more coffee. Sure. And of course we still have the mod from before installed as well, with the tank, and there's a boat, and there's a jet engine or a jet turbine from an airplane that can be hauled, so no shortage of interesting hauls left to do here. Like I said, my next step will be hopefully to make some money. Where are we at now? 32,000 for the company. It's not very much, but we did just buy this truck, so my goal is to earn money for the end of October, so that when version 1.7 comes out with a new Volvo truck, I want to get my hands on that right away. I'm excited for that. That one will not be painted pink though, but I am looking forward to trying that out because that truck looks badass. And not necessarily with the pumpkin skin, but I would assume that if they release that, you'll be able to get a more, or a less out there skin on it as well, paint job. So now we've done this whole trip without the auxiliary mirrors. Done it without the GPS overlay. What was that sound? Was that a moose? I've heard Jamie's, in one of Jamie's videos. He parked somewhere and he had that sound. I think that's a goddamn moose. Or a reindeer or some mountain animal, Sasquatchy sound. Scary. I've yet to actually see any wildlife in this game. It does exist. But I haven't come across any of it. So, you can tell it's 6 in the morning here, and it is not that bright yet. It's actually kind of appropriate for this season. We're almost there. I can see on the GPS there, the white circles. That's our destination. Should probably pass these guys too. Get there nice and fast. I believe, just looking at the back of this looks like it's a Volvo truck as well. Just looking at the exhaust, looks the same as it does on mine. What's up, buddy? I'd honk my horn, but I forgot to put an air horn on, and I bound my air horn key to the steering wheel instead of the regular horn, so I can't even do that. We'll have to fix that for the next episode. We'll have to buy ourselves some horns and attach them to the top of our truck here, so that we can make some noise. I think we're going to stick around Scandinavia for a while. There's some areas really far up north in Norway, I think, all the way up northeast here, so lots of areas to explore, and hopefully with the addition of these shorter jobs, shorter trips, we'll be able to more easily stay in a certain area. Why is he slowing down so much? I'm in a hurry. This may be a bad idea to try and pass this guy here, especially since it seems to be going back uphill. We're getting close to Jönköping. I'm trying my best to pronounce it the way that I think they would pronounce that. Probably very much wrong, but this also looks like we're getting into urban areas. There's a turn off to Stockholm. I definitely want to go there. Maybe we can stop by DICE headquarters. Get a quick look at Battlefield 4. I haven't seen the speed limit change yet. This seems like we shouldn't be going this fast here, but yeah, now we're down to 50. Slow down, slow down, slow down. There we go, that's better. Oh, a roundabout. We're gonna go all the way around to the left. Everybody make room. Here comes Chuck with the truck into a roundabout. You better stop, you asshole. You didn't stop. You stop. Okay, fine. Nobody respects the pink truck. Alright. Alright, well that wasn't so bad. Almost there. Should be drinking beer, but it is still early on Saturday. Alright, looks like we are going through this light. Got one more before we turn, I think. Looks like we are delivering this to DHL. I have installed the real company names mod. Oh, shoot. Which Jamie was kind enough to share with me when he found that. I think one of his subs pointed him in the right direction. It is kind of nice, even though I'm not too familiar with some of these company names because they are European, but I would imagine that if you are in Europe, you will probably recognize more than a few of these. DAF dealer. DAF. make it? Yes, we can. Well, that was a little bit close. And here's our destination. Alright, this looks promising. I do not want to skip parking the trailer. I want to park it, especially since we have a bit of room here to maneuver it, so we should be able to do this. We should, I say. And we are still very much... I'm going to switch to the external camera. I don't care if anybody has a problem with that. So be it. Yeah, because that's... See, look at this. We did not do that all that well. Let's see what we can do here. I think we may need to actually... We need to pull a little bit further past it. We're going to go a bit more around here and swing it around a bit more so that we can get it in there just right. I actually like this overhead view quite a bit. There we go, now we have a chance here. Let's turn the wheel all the way, all the way. I know you want to keep trying to tell me that I can skip the parking, but I don't want to skip the parking. I also don't want to jackknife, though. Spin the truck around. We got this, we got this, we almost got this. Ooh, that's close. That's so close. This is not the best parking job I've ever done. Especially given the situation. There's so much room, we should have done a little bit better than this. Alright, now we just need to straighten ourselves out one more good time here. Let's use our mirrors for this part. 25-minute driving trip, 5-minute parking. That's what my videos turn into sometimes. That's just the way it goes if you want to do it right. I mean, we could have just pulled into the parking lot here and hit a button and auto-parked it, but this is actually part of the enjoyment for me as well, I think. Besides, you get to see more of the pink Globetrotter again. And now we got it here. There it is. Excellent. Well, there you have it, guys. Fairly short trip, but we're now in Sweden, so next time we'll continue from here on out. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button, and we'll catch you again on the flip side with more Euro Truck Simulator 2. Until then, I'm ChalkOne, and we'll see you again soon.